Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well. If you're English, you're not. England have just been knocked out of the World Cup. I don't think I've had two extremes within, 3 hours of each other. I was so happy and buzzing about Morocco going to the semi-final, history created, jumping up and down, yes, come on, Morocco doing the madness, and then England happened, and now I'm completely deflated. So, yeah, absolutely crazy stuff. England will not be bringing it home. Unlike previously said, where we've all been waiting for. It's just, you know what it is. We're sick of waiting. That's just the truth. 56 years since England last won something. There's people that are now convinced they're not going to see it in their lifetime. And we want to bring an end to that. That's why in this country there wasn't any flags, there wasn't any buzz, there wasn't really anything going around to show you, whoa, there's a World Cup being played. You wouldn't know if you walked outside. If you're not from England, by the way, this is who I'm talking to. If you're from England, you can agree with basically everything I'm saying. There's nothing outside, is there? But I reckon if we had got to the semi-final, everyone will start taking it seriously. Why? Because there's an expectation. We're looking at this squad and we're going, yeah, we need to actually try and win something now. We have what it takes. What are we waiting for? We're not going to be buzzing up and down for a quarter-final. Semi-final is where it gets serious because you're like, one more game, final, then we're actually going to be trying to win it. It started off with a semi-final in 2018. Then it came to a final for the Euros in 2021. And now we crash out in the quarter-final against France. This was predicted for England to reach this stage of the competition and then get eliminated. I think that is what most non-English people were looking at and thinking about England. And this has happened exactly like that. Now, this one stings a bit because there's factors here where England really had things, the opportunity was there. And I felt like England didn't take it for various reasons. You could say that England didn't play badly, right? But there still were things that were, what are we doing? What are we doing? The first half, for example, we were slow. We were flat. I'm hearing a lot of people on social media tonight saying, England were absolutely fantastic tonight. We were brilliant. We were the much better team. It's just unfortunate. And then the apologists come out. Listen, there were portions in the second half where I feel like England woke up and England started doing things in the manner that they should have done from the very beginning. But if anyone's going to try and talk to me about that first half and say that was good, get out. I'm sorry, but get out. France didn't even get into third gear in the first half. If you're paying attention, you'd realise that France were basically sitting, packing the midfield, waiting, launching. And that's all they were doing. They were conserving. And it surprised me that in the second half, when England actually started to move a bit quicker and started to combine the midfield with players dropping a little deeper and players moving a little bit more forward too, that France all of a sudden seemed tired. Before they got the second goal, it seemed like they were starting to make clumsy mistakes, losing the ball gets overhit, ball gets underhit, players not running quick enough, not making it on time. There's factors to tell you that, maybe they're tired, maybe they're fatigued, maybe they can't keep up, and England physically started to look better. So at that point, yes, we were the better team in the second half, but the way that we started the game, I don't understand. The system didn't look great. And I admire the fact that in the second half, it looked like we shifted a few things. So Southgate must have paid attention to that. In terms of the midfield, in terms of being able to launch one more extra body going forward. Because every time we'd go forward in the first half, it's a roadblock. Saka on the right gets the ball. There's no one to pass to. There's no one in the middle. On the left-hand side, Foden, there's no one in the middle. So what do? They go backwards. The only England player in that first half that was distributing the ball was Harry flipping Maguire. Like, that's not how it's meant to be, let's be honest, yeah? We're meant to have a midfielder that's meant to be distributing in that manner, not Maguire coming forward, who's a centre-back, who under pressure can make clumsy mistakes. We know this. As the distributor in the team. I appreciate and I understand that a centre-back wants to launch it diagonal to try and catch a running winger. absolutely. In behind, cool. But we weren't doing that. He was just shifting it over to the wing. That's it. You know, there wasn't any run. It was just, all right, send the ball to Saka. Saka brings it down. Okay, now he's got a marker. All right, what do I do? But even then, Saka felt like he couldn't really take players on. Foden really wasn't taking players on. Players weren't really taking the French on. You know, the first half just seemed like maybe everyone was scared. That's the vibe I got. I got the vibe like everyone's a bit too, slow, static. I don't know what to do. Oh my God, help. That's the vibe I got in the first half. The second half, it seemed like we were a lot more fluent. It seemed like we came out our shell. And again, maybe it's down to the fact that mentally we weren't there. Maybe we were scared. But you can't be scared. You can't. Not at this level. Not at this level. You can't. So you have to look to the players to that. Right? I'm not looking to Southgate for the first half. But, the second half. Right? Now, actually, talking about the first half, Tchouaméni and his goal. Right? Great hit. Don't get me wrong. But to be allowed that much space with that much bodies that were sitting and not closing him down, Bellingham was the only one that actually decided to move and actually move to Tchouaméni and try and close him down. Too little, too late. Bellingham in that first half looked a little lost in terms of his positioning as well. The midfield looked shaky. We were all over the place. But Tchouaméni took his opportunity, puts it in the bottom corner. It's 1-0 France. Fair enough. We move into the second half. We get a penalty. Right, Saka's brought down. Saka's finally moving and taking players on and doing what we want to see from him. And you can see how dangerous he was. When he started doing that, you could see he was England's threat. He wins the penalty. Kane steps up. Cool. Great penalty. Beats Lloris. 1-1. Happy days. I'm thinking now, right, England are in it. We've got the momentum. We've shifted it. We're looking brighter. We're looking quicker. We're looking more fluent. The French starting to look a little lost. Maybe they're tired. And then there's one opportunity for Olivier Giroud. Right? And they don't close him down. There's 3 defenders. And they leave Olivier Giroud on his own. He headers it. And it goes wide. And I'm thinking, I'm looking at that. And I'll remember it. Because 1 minute later, we made the same mistake and conceded. I looked and I went, how can you allow Giroud that much space? Everyone knows what Giroud can do with space. You give him that much space, chances are he's going to work your goalkeeper. It's Giroud. He's not the quickest. He's not the fastest. But you give him the ball in a tight space, he will do something with it. And the form that he's on right now for the French team is magnificent. Hence why he is the all-time goal scorer now for France. And he's overtaken Thierry Henry. He's fantastic this World Cup. You give him an inch. 3 defenders. We allow him some space. He hits it wide. Cool. Got away with it. 1 minute later, we make the same mistake. And the defenders are meant to be even tighter. And we still allow him to get a header onto it. And he pelts it into the net. That is... What? What are we doing? What are we doing? Can't someone eliminate Olivier Giroud from the game? Can't someone overpower Olivier Giroud? Can't someone physically keep Olivier Giroud at bay? 3 defenders, no one dealt with him. You can't do that. You can't be making those mistakes at the World Cup. You can't. That is what got me on my nerves. I saw that, I was like, I can't believe this. We made that mistake 1 minute ago. We didn't learn. We didn't learn. And then Gareth Southgate decides to become Mr. Man Management, Mr. Massive Magnificent Substitution, Magnificent Decision Maker. And he takes off Bukayo Saka. I don't understand. Up until that point, there really wasn't much to blame Southgate for, except, as I've said, for the way that we set up in the first half. But you could see in the second half that got corrected. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, because sometimes it is the players. Cool. As I've said, maybe they were scared. But to take off Saka and to bring on Raheem Sterling, right? This is what baffled me. You're going to take off Saka. Okay, cool. Bring on someone that's going to cause some danger. Minute 78, we concede, right? Minute 79, we make the subs. Saka comes off. Cool. You've got 2 options that I feel like you can go to who are better suited. You got Grealish, because Grealish can drive with the ball and sometimes he's a bit of a nutcase. And against the French, who were starting to look a little shaky in defence, 2-1 down, they're going to sit back, they're going to defend. You need someone who's going to just take men on. Someone who's going to cause havoc, right? Grealish is that guy. Not the best finisher, but he might get you an assist. He might create some space for someone. He might run the ball into the box, and who knows what can happen. Because we weren't doing that except for Saka. Right? Foden looked quiet. Foden got taken off later. But if you're going to take Saka off, cool. Bring on Grealish or as far as I'm concerned, because he's shown good form in previous games, bring on Rashford. He brings on Sterling, who had to fly back to London because his house got robbed and his family were in danger. Then he flies back to Qatar and boom, all of a sudden, yeah, mate, you're coming off the bench. I mean, what? Is he even in the right state of mind? Is he actually thinking about the football or what? You know, the man just got back. That's what I don't understand. You take off Saka, best player in our attack, you could say, the man with the most threat, and he replaces him with Sterling, who you just knew wasn't going to do really much. He wasn't going to do anything. He just wasn't. So, there's that. Mason Mount comes on for Jordan Henderson. Mason Mount then wins the penalty, and fair play to Mason for that. And he wins the penalty with a shove to the back, and to be honest, that was a penalty. Some would argue that's a red card for Hernandez because it's from the back, and it was a powerful shove. You could argue that it was shoulder, but he came in from the back with intention to, I'm going to plough this guy onto the ground. You can't do that. It's a pen. But because it's from the back, it's a goal-scoring opportunity. There's an argument it could have been a red card. By the letter of the law, could have been a red. He got a yellow. Personally, I didn't have much of a problem with that. Because it's the second penalty of the game. We've got the decision. Cool. Yes, we're playing the French. Yes, maybe Hernandez being sent off would have helped us. But at the end of the day, he gets booked. The fact it wasn't a blatant push, it was more shoulder, but it was just very, very forceful, again, from the back, is where you can, you know, I'm okay with him just getting a yellow. But I can understand if he were to get sent off, absolutely, by the letter of the law. So, there's that. But then Harry Kane steps up for penalty number 2, and I don't want to hear that Harry Kane shouldn't have taken a penalty. Everyone before that game would have said Harry Kane needs to take penalties, right? And he did the first time and scored. So I understand why Harry Kane stepped up for the second, but I don't get what he was trying to do. I really don't. I don't understand. It makes me think that England are the international Tottenham. When you think of it like this, the international Tottenham, when the pressure gets to a certain level, we disintegrate. We just disintegrate. Harry Kane's head was all over the place there. I don't know what he was trying to do there. And sometimes it happens, right? Penalties, sometimes that can happen. But he decides to roast it, and he just sends it straight into Rose's head. I mean, pick a target. Pick a target, man. Even if you're gonna go down the middle, you're gonna go power. Just keep it low then. Just roast it as hard as you can, but keep it low. Don't smash it high. There's just no need. If you're going to pick somewhere, just pick it and put it there. And if the keeper saves it, cool. But to take one like that, with 6 minutes remaining plus stoppage time, for a chance of England to remain in the World Cup, you can't be taking that sort of risk. So, very, very painful for Kane to miss that. And then Rashford comes on for Foden, minute 85. It's too late. It's too late. For me, it's too late. And then what baffles me is later on, what was it? Minute 96? Grealish comes on. Minute 96, he brings Grealish on. What's that going to do? By the time he came on, we had 1.5 minutes left to play. Come on, man. Come on. And that's where I look at it and I just think, there's parallels with how we lost to Croatia, how we lost to Italy, and how we've lost tonight, despite tonight actually being half decent, especially in the second half, as I said. But overall, I think it's time. Southgate, for me, has done decent things with this England team. In terms of results, yeah, we've got to a semi-final, we've got to a final, we've come to this quarter-final. Prior to Southgate, we were getting to quarter-finals and last 16s. That's as far as we used to get to. This England team is more than capable and more than good enough. But I think Southgate has run his course. That's it. I think it's done. And I think there's one man, and if you were to give him this England team, in knockout competition, I think he wins you trophies. Some of you will know who I'm about to say. I think it's pretty evident. He's available. He's out there. He's not left England yet. Well, I think he's about to. I think we might have, 2 weeks until his visa expires or something. But, we can get something done for him in the meantime. It's time for Thomas Tuchel to get the England job. As far as I'm concerned, I think it's time to give it to TT. Knockout football seems to be his expertise. For Chelsea, constant finals. Yeah, we lost some. We won one. England could do with winning just one right now. We really could. 56 years of waiting. This team has what it takes. It does. It needs discipline. It needs development. It needs a boost tactically. It needs a boost mentally in terms of taking themselves to a next level with self-belief, self-esteem, and determination. That X factor that you need to, we're going to win this. Sometimes we don't have that. We look soft. I feel like England, with that mentality, we will win something. But I don't think Southgate is going to be the man to do it. So, overall, look, it's not a disappointing display tonight. It could have been better. It could have been better. France go through, at the end of the day, deserved. They get the result. I thought tactically, in the first half, they were spot on. I thought later in the game, they managed it. They were starting to look shaky, as I said, but they managed it, and they were clinical. They took their chances as it came, especially utilising Olivier Giroud in the manner that they did. Worked to a charm, and England failed. So France move on. The semi-finals are set. It's Argentina versus Croatia. It's Morocco versus France. And yeah, for me now, I think it's time to wear a Morocco shirt. So yeah, I might go and try and find one. Thank you all so much for watching. For England, it's not coming home. Unfortunately, they're coming home. And the wait continues. 56 years gets extended to 60. We'll see you in 2026. Or the Euros. No, we got the Euros. We'll try and win that in 2024. How's that sound? Yeah, okay. Thank you all so much. Hit the subscribe button if you are new. Hit the notification button to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash like button if you've enjoyed this. And I'll see you very soon. Have a good one, people, in a bit. Take care and peace.